we'll see how it kind of fiddles out here. The 3-2 split to start things off, and really kind of set back defense by Loud to not give anything away as we get a quick guiding light.
Blinded.
Just going to find a bit of information at the beginning, but still a stalemate. And you bring up a great point about fighting towards this B heaven. Something that C9 or just MRBR hasn't done at all. So we didn't really see like a Gecko being tested into the B sites, but for C9, it seems like it might be the play to start there. The Trailblazer fake up towards the A ramp, and soon the 3 players creeping up from C9 towards B. tuyz just around the corner with the frenzy. First contact still waiting to start here for week number 2 of the Americas. As 53 seconds are left on the clock. A Nebula being called up. Recall now for the swing out. But it's a 1v1 over there trying to close in onto Xeppaa. Around the corner, it's still going to be tuyz with the first blood. But then we push in towards the A site. Fighting back over on that area, and C9 rotates right away.
That, if they were wondering how it would work if they didn't have that pressure on A by a Viper Cypher, it looks like Zellsis is going to be hanging around, activating the turret in mid to prevent a flank, and still is able to hold site. So mid A hold by Zellsis. They're able to kind of fake it again, pull Loud around, but still hit that retake on B. It's planted. This 2v4 is going to be tough for Loud.
Footsteps are being heard towards the spawn, while Les is fighting towards the entrance of the B site. tuyz just waiting there with the frenzy. So that flank watch now has to come into responsibility of Leaf. Fault line from runi, from the back of the site, just running this clock down. And C9 are running the perfect protocols. Finally, one more to go, and it's C9. The first Loud already here. 2 on each side. At vents and also towards the B heavens.
Just seeing how much they can get out of this Loud squad, so the defense becomes that much softer to hit. 2 frags coming out for C9 as aspas able to trade 1.
There's that first protocol, how you pressure into that B heaven. You saw runi inside Ramen going for the fault line. Something that has to be...
Stinger on aspas, so that could be good. Wingman checking. Good corner clears. Again, in just a few seconds. They have a lot of time.
Slugs just keeps running over and picking up the little orbs. Making sure they have what it takes. Another fault line to come through off the other cooldown from runi. Allows for C9 to move up. This is a cleanup now towards A heaven. Saadhak had low HP from the beginning. 5-player retake for Loud as a flash goes in for a spawn. Indication of 1 player for C9 to get ready on that post plant. On the other end though, Loud looking to initiate back on their own flashes, dropping from B heaven. Xeppaa on the first blood, but gets quickly traded out by cauanzin. All 4 players of Loud still stuck towards the top. As runi fights from the middle. Make that even 3 for him. And that's a lockdown in a day. C9 relentless. Fall line open up already. Out of bullets as it's going to be an easy bait to allow Xeppaa to move in for 2 entries. Trailblazers spawning 2 more towards the top, stunning onto Saadhak. The assist comes in. You know, we were looking at the beginning when...
Early, we're going to see ults come up here for Loud soon. This is just going to be tuyz with the Sheriff here. There's a nice shot on the Zellsis, at least delete some of these weapons. That economy for Cloud9 is just too good at this point. runi as well, just solid with the headshot.
Half. It comes with an operator into this round, but it starts off with a rolling thunder. Aspas is not affected. Looking up towards heaven, but misses the shot. A rare miss coming out from Aspas as they're fighting close. Jake with the shorty drops cauanzin. And there's only 1 more player stuck inside of the site. No way of escape.
Right to the throat. Rolling thunder to start it off, making sure the operator wasn't close. It didn't matter. Xeppaa's still up top of B heaven.
Finally with this gap, tuyz comes back.
Healing over here.
Feel like nearly impossible for the retake to happen for Loud. Unless we get lucky on some shots, some over-peaking like this coming out from C9. But the protocol comes back for a flank. Waste on that clock. runi comes in from B main. Up at the top of mail, here's the first drop. Information on the second. Alerted are the other players inside the site for C9 from his garage. A full rotate comes out from Loud early with no information to get for a stack towards the A site. The fake's not going to work. Conflict divided. It's ready for aspas. The first blood up to Zellsis as Zellsis falls. But the rest of C9 are still moving in low on HP from all of the info coming out. All the util retaliated by Loud.
Spike
and they answer back on an eco. Spike now down on a 4 versus 1. Jake's going to have to try to clutch this. Here's the first one. Drops back in. 10 seconds left. has to go for that spike. The flash for the swing, it's going to be too much. As Loud gets the thrifty for the first point into the game. Setting up here potentially, there you go, with the rolling thunder into the site.
Aspas, did he dodge?
Cauanzin didn't though. Tuyz also didn't, but still gets a crossfire with saadhak.
What are they doing?
It's perfect for 2 more kills. And now with the Nebula, it forces the 2 players just to hold behind the smoke for C9. Finally, Zellsis moves in, long range for the kill, and Jake has to come in for a clutch on low HP.
They get another round for themselves here, and the more that stay alive for these rounds, it's so good for Loud. They're trying to rebuild this economy. As I say that, the Casper curse rings true.
Oh no.
That's going to be a hot foot.
Angles coming out for the defense, and the up comes in, Flash trying to push him out. Jake falls, 10 seconds left on the clock. We're looking for the plant. We'll get it on the top of A Heaven.
Molly on.
Time for Loud to fight back. Showstopper out towards screens. Zellsis gets the first contact inside vents. Gets immediately traded out. And Les is closing in on A Heaven. 2 more players left on the defense, stuck inside the site. And it's the players with low weaponry. A Bulldog and a Stinger. From both the star players of Leaf and Xeppaa, protecting each other, advancing on the other. As it turns it over, aspas has to go for a clutch now. Flash available, not needed, Leaf comes out. And C9 answer back. C9 moves into an open site. We have an early flank coming in. Footsteps will be heard as cauanzin's trying to move up for the backstab.
Girly.
Spike planted.
3 players now from Loud towards A main. All of C9 stuck inside the A site, looking to regain map control towards screens. Aspas updrafting, but not connecting with the Blade Storm. Trying to retake with the operator with the rest of the teammates. A trade-off happens from both teams. A 3 versus 3. As the spike is not planted really for C9, so they just have to win their duels.
1 enemy remaining.
Flanker doesn't work. Jake on his own. Up to halfway. As now he has to move forward. Cannot get the kill onto tuyz. As cauanzin goes for the defuse, and they do.
Second layer, drop in sight or head back to B.
Ready with the fault line is runi. Footsteps now being heard as Loud is trying to take over A Heavens. Now gets cooped from Dizzy as the wingman comes down for an attempted plant at halfway, but it's not even needed. Here. Somehow all the players have left.
Late into this round, but the more you pressure your opponent, it's usually 1 person in sight. So you throw all this util at, there's nothing they're going to be able to do. And here they actually find an empty site with the fact that runi already went down.
The first wingman plant coming out from Loud for B main, but nobody's playing that spot. Everybody's inside the site, and there's a late lurk from Les down towards sewers. 3 players of Cloud9 moving forward for the retake from spawn.
Concealment.
Zellsis at B Heaven still waiting for this 1v1. Will win it against Les. Meanwhile, battle ensues towards the trade in the back of B site. Gravity Well, Nova Pulse coming out from C9 in the back. It works out for the stun, but the trade-off once again, and cauanzin gets 2. Zellsis looking to clutch, but gets denied right.
Already pushing out towards B, and this isn't looking good here.
Oh! Jay gets the first kill, almost in time for tuyz to get the first one, but indeed it's C9's time to play aggressive. Seeker Zen to spot information towards A main, allowing Zellsis to get the pick off the cauanzin. 1 more spotted towards the A ramp, Nebula forces them back. Right, grabbing this orb could be important, but that would give your position away. So Loud's playing contact instead. A fight towards B Heaven as aspas drops in towards Hell. 2 players inside the site as players are falling down. Les is fighting in. 14 seconds left. There's only 1 player inside the site. Both players on the attack fully blinded for the flash from Leaf. And really just playing behind the box. A double swing. And that denies everything. A 1 versus 1, no time to plant. As that was a key swing coming out from C9 runi.
So I mentioned it last round from Loud. Zellsis moving into sight. It's the damage Zellsis will take moving through is what they're hoping for right now.
Oh yeah.
They're going to push onto A ramp alone, or together rather.
Spotting it through. Zellsis comes in for a kill if he can. Has the lockdown if he wants it. There's not too much time left on the clock. So he's just looking to make the last few players allowed lose their weapons, make it expensive into the next. Actually, the economy is very low for both of these teams into this round, so a huge swing round. Losing both of these guns for Lau would be huge for C9 into the next. But at the end of the day, it's still so.
Yeah. Thrash is done.
Star towards the back. 1v1 long range. Nice shot by Jake as he gets dinked himself by 140 Phantom of tuyz. Answered back by a snake bite. Plant now coming down for Saadhak's wingman. As no lurk comes in, no flank for C9.
3v3.
Runi once again with the sheriff. Headshot and cauanzin, it's only less. Moving up, making a lot of noise. Spotted by Runi again. A 2 versus 1. Pink shells to come up. Makes it a 1v1. An ace would be perfect to keep the dream alive. As now as he swings out, Zellsis wins it. Comes back for the defuse.
On these kills, on the distraction, the chaos they're making, we're going right in, man.
The chaos starts now, and it's Cloud9 moving in outside of B main.
Spike down, B.
Smoke coming outside, just trying to pick up the spike if we can, and we're fighting just right back through smokes.
Absolutely absurd gamble to go to B. Everybody is there, all 5. The only one that was coming in through mid was Runi, and already to be at tiles, but okay, Spike is pushed back, and Loud now have to make up a strat with 2, 30 seconds into the round.
Only 1 cloud burst available
Destroyed.
for Aspas, who's under pressure long range to start things off against Zellsis. And all these footsteps from Leaf. He's gonna call that out. A rotation from C9 that was attempted to go from B towards A, just stays planted out towards B. Funneling everybody right now towards this stack. There's still a lot of time left here for Lau to try to fight back towards mid if they want to.
Identified by the flash, like a slow play for Leaf here.
And the last one! 1 Leaf with 4 kills. Rushing through here towards this B side. 3 players are there, but the sheriff. Runi gets the first. Looks back for a second one. Try to land it with the second and does. But his teammates unfortunately just around him full. A late flank coming in from B main, and Les is watching at least from the other side of the smoke. A bait will out for him to come out, but he flicks away for the kill. Pop flash from the game position on to Xeppaa. As we stop the bleeding, Les take the lead.
Very nice.
As shining the sight, couple of flashes being thrown on the attack for Loud. Oh, the timing on Les to open things up and catch Zellsis with nanoswarms in his hands. A wall bang coming in, and that's Loud all over the B site.
Loud playing to the util, but I think also knowingly playing to the less numbers that Cloud9 has. Usually that Killjoy will be pretty off on an island by themselves with the utility. So yeah, if you...
Of course, the round's gonna come in for Loud.
A nice 0 point to start on that wine area.
Big pressure up towards A main and the Odin. Runi's only able to get 1. Weak insight towards the A site, but thankfully it is Zellsis in there with all of that utility from Killjoy. Aldrone trying to spot Zellsis as he's trying to delay with his KJ utility. And it's denied for long enough. Look at this flank coming in here from C9. Zellsis even gets a first kill. The last 2 players looking to flank towards A main. Timing can happen, and it will. Lockdown still up, and Leaf just gets the kills from Saadhak. A peek coming in from Leaf. Shock darts once again to delay on the pulse plant on the attack. There's still so much utility left from both teams. And finally we engage. But that clock is ticking out onto that spike, and it's still going to be Loud all over that scoreboard. 1 more to go, stopped by tuyz.
Spike planted.
C9 once again have to go. Drilled protocol for the retake. tuyz ready to slow down once again. Another one of these rounds where there's just too much utility on the attack of the post plant. 0 point, paranoia, fragments still available on the attack. C9 is just trying to find the right timing. It's off Runi's recon dart potential, but the flash recon coming in. A drop in towards hell. Leap opens it up, but it's still players of Cloud9 following. Oh! Sting onto Les.
My gosh.
But Plant still comes in for A main.
All right, Leaf on a Vandal.
Recalling my
The rest of the team, Stinger's still picked up and a Sheriff there. So they actually have from the shadows if they want to deny vision here, mess with it.
That knife actually stopped the Hunter's Fury for a bit too, so this might allow the lockdown to fully come out. But playing towards Wine, playing on a big flank, huge kill by Xeppaa. Now here comes a fight towards Tree. And last one is towards A main. Stopped by cauanzin again, and Loud are just,
oh my gosh,
looking too easy for the
down.
retake. 3 players for Loud. And that's a big paranoia that could come out here with. Oh man, these shot darts are still looking pretty good here for cauanzin. There's that paranoia to come in. That's gonna hit them like a bus. Tuyz still gets the kill onto Leaf before he gets hit by that paranoia. Loud answering back, but it's still a 2 versus 1. saadhak tapping onto the spike, spraying with that frenzy, running out of bullets, and that's Jake with the... They're gonna let that spike go off. Just have C9 blow up within that spike. Recon dart to clear towards the close.
Through the gauntlet.
There's 1, there's 2, and there's all the kills.
Nice setup. Very nicely done. Really playing for the long game here, especially with the...
Rotating towards A.
You thought you were getting your first mid play of the round, but it's not. They're going back to Cat. The game, and it's going to be shots coming in. Tuyz does his best to stop Xeppaa, but they're still going to make it in. This plant's going to be tight, Vansilli.
And Aspas is still at Generator, gets that first one onto Runi, swings across, and Xeppaa answers back. 10 seconds left on the clock. Shock darts coming in. Will it land? Will it kill? It will not. Plant now comes down. cauanzin also picked off. ADS by last. Who gets 2? Back to a 1 versus 1. Xeppaa jiggling out towards this Generator as Les is looking to put this turret down. Now spotted. Still on top of heaven. And Xeppaa will eventually get the kill. What an attempt by Les.
Cloud9 gets...
Old Pink Simpson's gonna try to run out on it. But it's gonna be Runi spamming with the Sheriff. And you brought a great point here, Rip. That economy. As Leaf gets the headshot onto Aspas.
I mean, you see it all over the place. You have Spectre by Sheriffs into Judges and Bulldogs on the other side. This is gonna be a tough one. It's getting scrappy, Vansilli.
Back at towards the Generator, but we have a lure econ. 4. Another 4K for Leaf into the round. Even for saadhak inside the site. And that's Jake to answer back onto Tuyz. All over the place. As now the spike's down. 18 seconds left.
This is doable.
Aspas, who missed a few, is landing all of these and gets the 3rd one onto Runi. Heard that off ring across the B main, breaking the turret for Zellsis, so that's good call. Going to be the call for C9 to move now towards Generator inside the site. Immediate trade coming out, and Les is still dancing around the Generator. Still 2 players anchoring towards the back of the A site. The crossfire is perfect. That turret's still up. That turret's so busy. Can't deal with it, and finally, Zellsis fights back, but cauanzin's there for an updraft rather. Leaf fully denied towards the link. Null command coming out. And we do have, oh no, the Odin coming out to drop Runi. Spike now drop Paranoia. cauanzin falls to fall back. Les also spraying through the smoke to drop 1. And C9 looking to at least regain that face as much as they could. Running into the smoke. Jakee's looking for a fight. But there's only 1 left now pinged out. Leaf, you have a lot in your hands right here. And you're gonna fall down for the Odin spray of cauanzin once again. It's a flash to start things off. Counter flash and first blood from Aspas. Loud just storming in, coming in Loud for sure. Right into A main. As now your force a wall early. He gets instantly broken. Then through the high tide, Aspas gets a kill.
They know.
No lurk to work. And that's gonna be Loud coming in. So that A orb control called up by Shangyaris seems to be game plan, at least for the first few rounds for Cloud9. Les battling across, and it's still going to be Loud across the map. Nice shot by Les. AJ versus KJ, as Les is trying to move forward towards the back of the B halls. It's still Zellsis and Jake forcing the swing out, who does get 2 for his trouble before Les answers back with 2 of his own. And saadhak's still on this battle up against Leaf, who's changed from the duelist into a sentinel for this round. A cascade to allow for Loud to push up forward for a bit, who's now down to halfway. Sticking on to the spike, now off it. Oh, pulls on the knife. There's no more time here. Leaf will come out, and C9 will win the round. Max stops to run it back. Now we're moving in for a plant. Les and saadhak, though, fighting back. So rotation's already coming through from Loud. Cascade on to the front of the A main. Big battle into the front as Les wins that one against Xeppaa. Jig peeking out, forcing the bullets out. Aspas forced to fall away from a dash. And a kill through a blaze wall left behind by Zellsis. Now has to come up huge now that the high tide comes out on a retake attempt. Off now, greeted by Aspas. And that's a clean retake by Loud. Getting the cascades out late. A wall to try to get into a plant on the attack. Runi, though, lands the headshot.
Spike planted.
Gets immediately get traded off by Aspas, who continues to dance around updraft, and finally Xeppaa storms him down.
Nice try,
Picking
mate.
up the op on a 3 versus 1. Stopped by cauanzin. And Loud are looking unstoppable on the defensive half.
Yeah, cheeky little plant there, but like we said, Loud was giving that space up so they could absolutely swarm the site, and that they did.
But Saadhak at the top of B Heavens. And as they're trying to run through this toxic screen, everybody's getting decayed. Nova Pulse is coming inside the site. Overwhelming C9 on their attempt to hit towards B. Reckoning even on top. And Rooney's gonna have to dance around for a bit. Dink through a wall, and it's looking impossible now. But Rooney has done it before.
30 seconds left.
And he's done it on this very map. A jump spot here, a swing out to the right, and cauanzin's ready. How they got picked off one by one.
Yeah, Phoenix makes it to the back hall there, and it's like his playground. You get the flash, you double layer in. That is a pretty brazen play coming out of Loud. They lose a few members here to the Sheriff, and semi-save coming in from C9.
Whoa. Instant res could come out, indeed it will. Nova Pulse in onto the staircase. Saadhak forced to fall back from the bottom of Art. Xeppaa still trying to chase him down. Does have the Seekers available, finally will use it. Saadhak gets the wall bang. Flash, now hit. Xeppaa stops him. A player advantage out for C9. Plat now coming down. Trailblazer, Xeppaa doing everything. Grabbing all that information. And allowed his 2v2 to happen. But then Aspas answers back with a Blade Storm. Oh my god, updraft. Lands one.
Play there, coming in from the attack side. Good job by Leaf to really push out B connector, but it's not all happening at once. Everybody takes defensive positions again for Loud. It's a trade on each side.
A rare lurk. Seekers coming out. We don't clear towards the back of the billboard, and unfortunately, a couple of C9 players fall down. The advantage out for Loud, and it's a collat coming out from Aspas.
Solid defense.
Half buy, low buys, 2 stingers with pistols to engage towards the A site. Stopped by a high tide, and the lurk not working out this time for Jake.
Nothing's hitting back sight for them. They feel like everybody moved towards the front side, and that was just kind of a dry peek to the back, even though with all that utility used. This is a tight spot here for Runi. Les is always there to make sure.
From the KJ, it's actually outside of the Viper's pit to delay and deny all of these plants. A curveball towards the back of the site though, as Zellsis gets the opener. Jake then also capitalizes on another one. Lockdown then coming out on the defense. A run it back, stopped right away by Aspas. Advantage still comes out here for C9. There's a big flag now from behind. cauanzin stopped, traded, saves his teammate. And Jake gets locked in. A 2 versus 1. Saadhak then stopped there by Runi, who's come up. He's the gunshots, dude. Just heard of that dink from C9 onto tuyz. A fight towards the back of the halls, a jump spot spotting 2. And it's C9 over taking the site. Wall coming up with the defuse, and it's looking really good for C9 to win another pistol. Now it's gonna have to rethink how they want to try to hit this A site, or B site rather, of Pearl.
I kind of like how Loud's play right now. C9 isn't letting it happen, but Loud's like, how far can we get right now? What will you give us? We'll play contact all the way up here on this wall. And yeah, a quick peek out obviously denies them much from jakee. And now this 5v4, it seems like they're just trying to spam it out, and Loud diminishing Cloud9's utility to make this a bit of an easier take in the end. Still going to be tough.
Left.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere else.
Same thing for Loud too. The tap onto the spike to try to waste more utility, but now there's even a blaze wall. Even a hot hands.
Oh my gosh.
So nice job for C9 to cycle that utility, now denying the actual push from Loud into the B site. 13 seconds left on the clock. It's looking like a done deal here.
Double flawless. There it is. Starting off squeaky clean.
Pops the spike,
Down A.
trying to get that second one, but only has a Spectre to work with. A wall then to block one side, Cascade to push towards the front.
Oh,
No
so
deniability by jumping up on the wall. plant will come down with 15 seconds left on the clock.
The denial utility from both teams on their post plants or their site takes have been so good, buying so much time and putting the pressure on their opponent right now. All onto that defuse. Loud keeping Cloud9 at bay.
Oh, onto the wall.
Accuracy.
And then spawning onto the second one in between the Sage wall.
Behind, the lockdown goes out. We have to see the C9 retaliation.
This might be a time.
Zellsis?
Oh, okay.
Predicted.
Down B.
Spike Elise falls long range. Attempt to get picked up. But there's still both controllers alive here for Loud. So can re-engage into the site. The spike goes down. Planet for Belong. Thanks to the cove placed down behind by tuyz. Long range battles. All four players are now falling back towards Belong for Loud to play the pulse plant. Sage wall up, trying to get the res. Nobody's really sticking onto that spike. Finally,
Oh my
we do
gosh.
so. Jake's sticking onto that one right now. It's back to halfway.
Vance!
4.5. They're gonna get it! And this is still an opportunity to switch the momentum for Loud.
Wow. Trailblazer and W's from everybody forward. They get down Jake, and now they're in B before minutes even gone, or 40's even gone in the round.
You know, we mentioned the lower buy here that we have for Cloud9.
Yeah, so Loud has to go for the throw.
Yep. The plant comes in. Alert now coming out from Aspas. Just trying to build up that Blade Storm. Saadhak spots at least one.
One shot.
Placing swarm grenade.
One opportunity.
Swarm grenade out.
One enemy remaining.
Well, at least Rune is there. Can you actually land that shot that we wanted? Not gonna happen.
For to buy because the money keeps getting knocked down in the economy for C9.
Whew. Okay, you open things up with Rooney, Marshall in the dome of cauanzin, and blow the one through the smoke. Aspas to fall, Cascade to clear out the site. Xeppaa just dancing around inside, trying to do a play off the guided light that he just did for himself, but gets punished right away. Zellsis onto a big flank. I don't even think that Saadhak's in the range here of this alarm bot, so a perfect opportunity for that flank to happen.
Spike planted.
A battle towards Flower Pot. Almost getting caught into Cosmic Divide, to Astral Form, should I say.
One enemy remaining.
As now, unfortunately, as it worked in the beginning for Rooney with that hit to seal the deal. So you're gonna have
30
to
seconds
hope
left.
that the whole W for C9 to attack back is gonna work in their favor. Even harder now that Jake falls.
Your duty is not over.
Here it comes. Aspas landing that shot with the operator.
Double hit.
Pushed up is going to be cauanzin just around the corner. There's that Viper pit. The lean out, Jake falls. Xeppaa looking to trade it out. It's up to him and Rooney on a 4 versus 2. Blade Storm also available. Held inside just by the screens outside of the Viper's pit. Elite Xeppaa gets the wallbang kill. A tap onto the spike, but footsteps are just heard left and right. Then the pit's about to fall. But then the backstab Xeppaa to
One
get
enemy
3.
remaining.
A 2 versus 1, not gonna happen. Aspas gets that one.